Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Josh Snipes. If you're just checking out the channel for the first time, I do operator guides, map guides, tips and tricks, and videos like this, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're not already in the Discord, join the Discord because you can ask me any questions and ask the lovely people who are already there any questions that you might have, because we're just trying to get better. Anyways, to introduce the map, today we're going to be taking a look at Clubhouse. I've already done Bank and Border. Make sure to check the card in the top right corner. If you want to go watch that, I just put these all in a playlist, so if you want to just watch all three in a row, I guess you can do that, or if you're just looking for something specific, you can do that also. Also, the timestamps for each site that I choose will be down in the comments, so make sure you guys go look for that if you're just looking for one specific site. This can be very helpful if you're just trying to jump around between videos and figure out what you can and can't do on these specific sites. Just a disclaimer, I'm not going to be doing the bar and stock room on this map, but I will be doing all of the other sites. Okay, so now we're going to be taking a look over at bedroom back on the top floor of the gym bedroom site. We're going to take a look at the bedroom side. Now, typically, you want to be attacking this from the construction area and sort of the windows up. Occasionally, you will have someone go into logistics office. Now, there's only really one plant spot that I've seen get utilized, and that's going to be right next to the bed. And that's really it for this site. Now, your smokes, you do want to try to smoke that doorway at the top, or at least smoke bathroom if you haven't cleared that already. And on the off chance that you don't have that wall open on the jacuzzi side, you probably want to smoke off gym if you don't have to smoke another part. But typically the two smokes will be the rotation hole or the bathroom, and of course the doorway that goes into the hallway in between logistics and the actual master bedroom. Now, the importance of this is basically you cut off rotations, and normally you'll have a teammate sitting on the window ready to catch off anyone that decides to run in from the smoke. You should have already cleared out construction if you're going for this site take, so you don't really usually have to worry for someone there, unless of course someone goes for a flank, which normally your team should be prepped for that, but on the off chance that you're not, you're pretty exposed to that site, so just be wary of that. Also, if you want to make a hole in between logistics and construction, you can also do so in order to sort of give your team a little bit more free flow to cover the site. Occasionally, there will be sort of that closet area that will be open, but not too often, so you maybe want to use a smoke on that. It really comes down to your drone work. So now I'm going to be able to demonstrate what that bedroom take looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to be demonstrating you exactly what this looks like and kind of just a quick run through. Now, you're going to see me head into logistics office. This is logistics office. There is a soft hatch. A lot of times people will try and push this and put a rotation hole in between the two construction and logistics office. Every so often people will do that if it's possible. Now, you want to play a smoke right there and possibly right there. Occasionally, you'll have a rotation hole either on that side of the soft wall or on the complete opposite side of it. Now, you want to be planting in that corner next to the bed and just basically smoke it off and go for the plant, and you'll be a-okay. Now, taking a look over at the gym side of the gym bedroom defense, this solely relies on someone getting open jacuzzi wall. Now, when you get the jacuzzi wall open, there may be a mirror inside bathroom that can kind of hinder your attack, but you just need jacuzzi wall open to sort of hold a crossfire and make sure no one's able to push the hallway. Now, when you get this wall open, you're able to create a crossfire into the hallway between the red stairs and sort of that logistics office and bedroom rotate that you can possibly do. Now, also in between bedroom and gym, there may be a rotation hole, or teams like to completely blow out the sort of floor level of that entire wall. So you might have to usually put both smokes on the wall and just kind of smoke out the entire site. You do have to be careful of a C4 from below because there is a wooden hatch, and don't plant on the hatch because that's bad. Just make sure you plant behind the bench press, and you should be a-okay as long as you got people watching your flanks. Just one more variation, you may have a team that sort of puts one rotation hole and nothing else to really guard gym bedroom. Just smoke off the rotation hole and smoke off the red hallway, and you'll do a-okay. Now, moving on to the demonstration part of this, you're going to be seeing this is the jacuzzi wall that you want to be opening on up. You also might want to set someone up outside the window that you're going to see me hopping through exactly right where I'm standing. So it just helps with holding down rotates. Now, heading on into the hallway, this is the hallway I was talking about that you want to have someone hold down if the jacuzzi wall gets open along with bathroom. So you can just kind of watch both those. Now you have two rotates that might get opened, or that entire floor on that wall getting opened on up. Those are kind of important rotates that a lot of people might set. but you're gonna have to either smoke those both off or decide to smoke that hallway off, depending on where everyone's set up and how your team is currently set up. Now you see me kind of planting in a weird spot, but you want to try to put your back to that bench press, so to make yourself as small as possible so that way you cannot get shot. Now moving on over to your cache take. When you want to do this, you normally want to come in through construction. Also, you want to be able to open the wall in between construction and cache. They're just right here. Now when you do this, you're gonna need to make sure you watch your flank, as well as you're going to have 2 smoke spots as well as a plant spot that you need to be aware of. Now your 2 smoke spots are marked by the smoke grenades, and the plant spot is actually right next to the cache. I want to call it a desk, but it's not necessarily a desk. It's more like cabinets that are next to each other that are bulletproof, but you can be shot from sort of that southern end of the room if there's a rotation hole, or if someone decides to push in through the room. So you do need to make sure that you do have someone covering that opened up wall that you open in from cache and construction. Now, normally you don't want to come in from here through the cache stairs, but I'm just going to demonstrate it by just coming through here. Normally, there will be someone at the top of this staircase, which is normally why you want to watch it. Also, you may occasionally want to open this wall just in case you want to catch anyone on a rotate, or if you want the option of going for the other site. Now, this is going to be construction where you're coming in from. There's usually a rotation hole on that, and also someone that might rotate through that doorway. That's the wall that you're going to be opening on up to help cover you, and you're just going to throw your smoke down. Now, if there's a rotation hole between the wall on the left right there and that doorway, you may want to just smoke both those and have someone watch that rotation hole. But it really comes down to how you want to set up. Now, this is also an optional plant spot, but I wouldn't necessarily go for it if you have the choice. Now, taking a look over at our last top attack, we're going to be taking on CCTV, and normally the way you want to attack this is you want to open up that main square box wall. Now, that's honestly one of the only ways that you can really get into sight and sort of cover it without actually having to be inside of it. Now, a big part of it also is if you need to take anyone out that is in garage, a lot of it relies on that you kill someone that's in garage. It's pretty hard to take and actually plant the diffuser, because a lot of times teams will leave that while it's in between the actual default plant spot and the actual garage balcony. They'll leave that soft, or they reinforce it. It depends on who you're playing, but either way, that makes a big difference. Also, there may be a C4 below, so just be careful of that. A lot of teams like to rotate off of that metal staircase. They saw me come up in the last clip and sort of give at C4, because there's only one plant spot, and it's right behind the CCTV stack that's in the middle of the room, and it's impenetrable, so you can't be shot. So a lot of times it's either C4s or people have to push you. That's why you want someone to cover you. But basically, you're going to smoke off both doorways, assuming that you already took garage, and you just go for the plant. It's a pretty simple take, but not a lot of people can do it because it relies heavily on being able to take garage, which is why a lot of people might switch off to more of a construction cache take instead of a CCTV take. Now we're going to be heading through garage just to demonstrate where garage actually is on the map. Now you do want to open that square box wall like I pointed out, and this wall in between right here on the left might also be soft, so you just got to be wary of that. This is the wall that you want to open on up, as well as the 2 doorways that go into sight that you need to make sure that you either cover or you either smoke it and cover it. Either one works. That's why you have that square box open, because that makes everything a lot easier. So there will also be a bomb on this stack right here on that ping, and you want to pretty much plant right behind it. That's going to be the perfect planting spot every single time, because it provides a lot of cover, because that window that is to the west of me that I ping right there, people like to run out and try to shoot you from that, and they can kind of get you. It's a pretty hard angle to hit, but it's not impossible. Now, moving on to the basement defense or basement attack, depending how you look at it, we're going to be doing a church arsenal take. But first, we're going to be taking a look over at church. Now, the biggest thing is that you're going to be opening up what is known as the moto hatch, which is that drop down that you see here. It's that little tiny room. Normally, the wall next to the X's on the left is going to be reinforced. There's a triple wall, so you kind of have panels to choose from. A lot of times you want to do this with the thermite, but a Hibana and Maverick could do the trick. Ideally, you want to use the thermite if he's not already banned. There is also, however, a separate sort of plant spot that I've seen used before. I guess 2 separate plant spots. In reality, this is only used when people can't get to the back of site due to the fear of crossfire, and if you don't really have smokes, or if it's just last second. A lot of times, too, you might have a Jaeger or someone playing with an ADS, at least in blue, playing behind sort of that generator stack that is inside blue. You do need to make sure that the person is either cleared out or that you have someone to at least capitalize on a kill that might come out from there, because that person's going to be very hard to deal with if you're not playing with any smokes. Now you see that 2 smokes go down inside of the double doorway, as well as the rotation hole that might be in between blue and church. Now the rotation hole might be where that smoke is, or it might be a little bit farther down south from where that rotation hole is. Sometimes teams might even open up 2, so it really just depends. So maybe send someone down blue just to sort of hold a crossfire and make sure no one's able to get into blue as your plant is going down. But basically the normal default spots you want to plant behind is behind the wooden desk and sort of the cases, that I want to call them, that is in the back left corner of this site. Now we're going to be heading on down to our church site take. Now you want to usually have someone sitting on metal staircase to watch a crossfire, especially if you get these panels open right here. It depends on which panel you open is depending your positioning, but there also may be someone sitting behind that where those plant spots are, so do be wary of that. These are going to be your rotation holes and things that you need to smoke off in case someone decides to rotate on through. Now that wall right there is that soft wall I was referring to, where it might have a couple different rotation holes or it might be soft entirely. Smoke's going down, and you're going to be able to get the plant off easy peasy. Now, this is going to be one of the last things that you guys are going to be taking. This is going to be sort of your arsenal / lockers take that you might be doing. Now, all that placed in yellow, you can plant behind, but normally you want to go for where those 2 X's are, but it's realistically, you can plant anywhere on site. It just really depends on how the round plays out in the positioning. But for the sake of this, I'm going to be showing you guys one of the takes that I like doing with the 2 plant spots that are right there. Now, normally the wall that is sort of to the southwest of the picture right now on here, that might be soft, so you do have to be wary of that 1X that sort of is across from that, because you could get shot there. Normally you want to plant behind the lockers, but sometimes you can plant behind the shelf also. Also, you want to make sure you open up the kitchen hatch, because that's going to be a very important part of your covering. Also, if you have a Capitao sitting on the kitchen hatch, you can just smoke on in from that. Now, the first set of smokes is going to go in between the 2 boxes and the wall, as well as the second smoke either will go between the box and the sort of connector rotation that a lot of people like to put, or try to put it directly on the rotation. It depends on how the site's playing out, and it depends if you have anyone in dirt. If you have someone in dirt, just put it on the rotation hole. If you don't have anyone in dirt or blue, try and put it on in between so that way you get enough cover. But do be wary that this is a problem if someone tries to rotate on in, because there isn't too much cover besides someone actually covering you themselves. So there's no sort of cover that is built into the landscape of this site. Now, obviously, I don't have thermite, and I'm using Capitao just for the sake of smokes, but you do need to open up this kitchen hatch, and it gives you a lot of visual and a way for you to actually be able to see into the other sites and watch the rotation hole that might actually be there. Now, you're going to see all of the cover that you can possibly do from up here, especially if you have someone else planting. You can smoke off right where that ping is, as well as right next to the other box. There may be a rotation hole in between where I showed you earlier, and this is going to be where you're going to plant if you end up setting up for that. Now, there is another plant site right there across from you if you need to, but normally you're going to end up planting right behind the lockers that I showed you. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video a lot. I'm trying to go through these now that I'm back home, and I just want to keep making these because I feel like these are pretty helpful to know where the plant spots are and where to smoke. A lot of people don't use smokes when they play, so it's pretty useful when you have that kind of stuff going on. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and this is going to be it. This is going to be Josh Snipes signing off.